So what is attachment? Well, attachment is the strong, mutual infant-parent bond that forms early in life to help the baby's survival. Attaching to a parental figure, or caregiver, often the mother, and staying close increases the chances that the baby will get food and be protected from danger, so that it can live later into life. Attachment comes in many forms. For example, one common form of attachment is imprinting among ducks and other waterfowl. Imprinting is when ducklings imprint on the first thing they see and attach very strongly to it. Often it's the mother, but it can be anything, a toy car or even a human. The ducks will follow this thing they imprinted on, hoping for it to give them safety, food, and shelter. An important experiment in the research of attachment is the Harlow experiment. Harlow was a psychologist, an American psychologist, in the 20th century, and his research had to do with monkeys and how they attach to their mothers. Previously at the time, the idea was that whatever being or object gave young monkeys food and nourished them would be the object that they attached to. But Harlow disproved this. You see, his experiment consisted of a baby monkey and two surrogate mothers. One mother was made of uncomfortable wire and actually fed the monkey through tubes and gave it food. The other monkey was covered with cloth and much more comfortable. However, it did not give it food. But nevertheless, when the monkey was frightened or was distressed, it would go to the cloth monkey mother for safety and security. What Harlow proved is that animals aren't attached just based on whether or not a guardian gives them food, but also depending on how tender and how caring, in this case, how soft and comfortable the caregiver was. Bowlby was a British psychologist that gave attachment an evolutionary perspective. What he looked at is how attachment, secure attachment between a baby and its mother could help children in natural selection, which is what you're seeing with the drawings. Those who are more fit and more securely attached are more likely to survive through adolescence, to be safe and well fed because of their attachment to their mothers. And they're also more likely to have the social skills for successful mating. And this means that over generations and generations, those children who got more attached to their mothers were more likely to live on and have those genes that cause positive, secure attachment live on. And over time, this has led to children being pre-programmed to be attached to their mothers and vice versa. The strange situation test was a test developed by Mary Ainsworth that records and measures how securely attached a child is to their mother or caregiver. The appeal of this is that it can produce more objective results into whether a certain child is attached and can be used to research different parenting methods that can or stunt attachment. The situation is set up so that a child and their caregiver or mother are introduced to some strange situation. In this case, a playground. As you can see by the green arrows, if the child is successfully or securely attached, then the child will use its mother or caregiver as a home base to explore the strange situation. But when the mother goes away, the child becomes distressed, and when the mother comes back, it's reassured and lulled back into its sense of security. This doesn't happen all the time though, and there are a lot of other situations that can happen. If the child is insecurely attached, one of the options can be anxious ambivalent attachment. This is when children are anxious and distressed even when their mothers are present, and they protest and cry when she leaves, and not very comforted when she returns. This generally leads to negative side effects in terms of relationships in the future. Another option is avoidant attachment. This is when there's not a strong attachment whatsoever, and the children want little contact with a mother or caregiver and is not distressed at all when she leaves. This is also bad, as it shows that later in life, their children are less likely to have intimate relationships and form social skills. Ainsworth, in her research in attachment theory, proves that attachment is critical to the development of children, because if children aren't securely attached, it can have major consequences later in their lives.